Simple living and slow living during the winter months are some of the best ways to unwind and enjoy our home and our animals. I have had a few sunny days where I've been able to enjoy sitting outside and reading and doing some sunbathing, but most of the days are inside where it's been kind of chilly and dreary, but that's okay because I am thankful I have a roof over my head, that I have activities to entertain me, and that I can unwind with low effort and enjoy some of my favorite things to do. Sometimes just relaxing with some good food and getting some brain rest and stress relief rather than being productive all the time can be the best ways to enjoy those slow winter days.
Today I am prepping some navy beans with onion and butter and salt for my lunches this week. I also have a Jiffy cornbread muffin mix that I got for free off of one of my rebate apps that I'm going to mix up to have with it this week. I don't even need ham in there. I like beans just like this.
Nothing is more cozy than having a big pot of chili or stew or beans simmering on the stove. It's something easy and simple. It smells wonderful. It heats up your kitchen a little bit, and you know that meals are taken care of for the next couple of meals. And I love sitting around in my robe and just having it on over my clothes to feel extra warm in my house, maybe sitting in my recliner using my little electric throw on my legs and just enjoying my home. So many times we think that being busy is what we are supposed to do, but slowing down and allowing our brain to sometimes get bored actually helps build our creativity. And that is something that is not talked about very much. But in fact, slowing down and being bored once in a while is actually good for our mental health. It helps with problem solving, it helps with self reflection, and it helps reduce stress and it helps prevent burnout. So, if you have not been able to get to a point where you can slow down and be okay with having a lazy day, I encourage you to build that into your routine, and you will be surprised how much it will recharge you. It helps foster mindfulness, deeper connections, and it helps motivate personal growth, and it helps with our goal setting, and it helps us appreciate being in the moment. Sometimes just being alone with our own thoughts and feelings can be uncomfortable, but actually having time to let those creep into our minds can help us with our overall happiness. Even taking a walk and not wearing earphones or going with anyone and just walking and looking at all of your surroundings can help decompress. How often have we looked at a sunset or a sunrise and felt stress? Those things naturally bring us happiness. Even though it was winter, this is the view out my south window, and I was able to see the reflection of the sun setting. And isn't this just absolutely beautiful? Incorporating some little things like this into our day can actually help our minds relax, refocus, and recharge. The world that we live in, so many people are addicted to outside stimulation. Just think about how many times you pick up your phone, even during watching an hour program. It is an addictive muscle that we reuse and reinforce every time we pick that phone up. think back to the olden days and the Depression era when my parents grew up and how they would read in the evenings or play games or tell stories or visit. And those things have gone by the wayside because we always are looking for ways to stimulate ourselves, to entertain ourselves, and we have forgotten a lot of how to entertain ourselves without that outside stimulation. And actually, that outside stimulation keeps our minds so busy that we have forgotten how to be creative by just letting it be silent sometimes. Silence actually helps build and recharge us. And that is something I noticed when I was decluttering. I've mentioned this before. When I started lowering my stimulation of things in my house, I also noticed that I didn't want to run the radio in my car when I drove. It felt like noise all of a sudden. It no longer felt like it was something that was benefiting me. It felt like it was something that was distracting me. And leaving the radio off when I drove actually de-stressed me during my driving. Studies suggest that adults have an attention span between 8 and 20 minutes. That's not very long, but a digital attention span has been linked to as low as 8.25 seconds. That is why TikTok shorts and YouTube shorts and things like that are so popular. We look to be entertained quickly, and if we're not entertained quickly, we are clicking away. Being home has done so much for my stress relief. I have learned how to be bored a little bit of the time and be a little uncomfortable with that at times. But also, I have known that it is helping my brain heal itself, recharge itself. And learning to be alone was a hard thing for me when I had so many children that I raised over the years. But I've now learned how to be alone and be okay with that and be able to entertain myself. And I know that that is a good step to healing my overstressed, over busy brain that I had going for so many years. So sometimes having those lazy days at home, having those days where we don't have anything pressing to do, that we don't have to be looking at our phone right now, that we don't have to be checking emails or doing laundry or doing dishes, and we can just relax and decompress for a while, those times are the most healing. So we don't need to feel guilty about those cozy, lazy days at home. They're actually recharging our battery and our brain. And there are certain things that I can just sit and look at for long periods of time, and I can feel the healing happening in my body. And one of those things is just sitting and watching like a fire burning. If you have like a little campfire and watch it burn, so many people find comfort in that. I have a little electric fireplace that I can either run the heat or not run the heat. And it does the same thing for me. I can just sit and watch that, and I can just feel so much more relaxed. If you have a fireplace or an electric fireplace, you probably know what I'm talking about. But let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you can do that help you decompress, that help you on those lazy, slow days? And why do you enjoy them so much? If you've ever wondered about what all the hype is about slow living and simple living, that is just this. It helps reduce stress. It helps reduce anxiety. It helps recharge and rebuild our nervous system by slowing down. It helps us focus on experiences and people, and it helps us improve our physical and our mental health. There is so much about slowing down that is really good for you. But our cultural climate, it emphasizes staying busy all of the time, and being needed all of the time is a sign of success or a sign of meaning and fulfillment in our everyday lives. When actually slowing down emphasizes the quality of your life versus how much you are squeezing into it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a slow day coming up if you work full time, that you can relax and recharge, and I hope that you will join me for another video. Thank you so much for being here today.